what are some of the best ways to get customers for a new pickup and delivery operation?
That's a great question. I'm trying to go back to the beginning. For us, yes. I mean, it's a chicken and egg problem, right? Where you need business to get started. And I think we relied really on Google Ads at the beginning. We spent a lot of money on Google Ads just to prime the pump, so to speak, just to get enough people through the door, so that we could start getting, people talking about us. And so we could have, so that we could be making trips to people's houses, so that people could see our vans in the street. So the first year, I think we spent a good amount on Google Ads. That was helpful.
What about you, Waleed? What would you say were some of your best ways to get customers for pickup and delivery?
So we had, I'm sitting here doing the same thing as David, trying to think back to day one. And our goal was to spend as little bit of money as possible at that time when we first made it the transition, because what we did is, when we had our self-service location on one side of the street, and then we opened up a second location directly across the street where we handle all of our drop off and pickup and delivery, because we branded it totally separate. So we wanted to give a different experience to our clientele who was focusing on the service side of the business. So in the early days, when we first leased that space across the street, we looked at, different marketing, and I was like, how could I get the biggest bang for the least amount of money? And we decided to focus on social media. So we created Instagram and the Facebook profile for it, and we went all in. We had no idea what we were doing in the beginning. We were taking pictures of like washing machines and like people's clothes, and us just running around the store making videos, and we posted it. And then we started experimenting with Facebook ads. We saw that we could spend a little bit of money, and obviously Facebook and Instagram ads were a lot different then than they are now. This platform has changed a lot when it comes to the reach and the different methods, but we took big advantage of that. We were able to spend a little bit of money and have a big impact, and really didn't know 100% what we were doing. Those ads, they can be very complicated. You can spend a lot of time trying to study it and understand how they work. But we figured out something was going on when we started doubling our drop off and pickup and delivery every month over month. And then we had a client walk in the store one day, and they got upset at me. And they said, literally, if you pop up in my Facebook feed one more time about laundry or anything else, we're going to have a problem. I'm not really sure what the problem was going to be, because it didn't escalate beyond that. But I spent more money on those ads. And when I said we spent money, we were spending like maybe like $30 a week. We weren't spending a lot of money on it. It was super effective. And we used a radius feature where we were just targeting people immediately around like 2 miles from the store in the beginning. And it worked well for us to get a lot of exposure. And people started sending us DMs and private messages in the middle of the night. It was like, can you come pick up my laundry right now? And I was like, hey, I think we're on to something. So we just kept posting content and evolving over time on social.
Can I add to what Waleed just said, about the local focus, like focusing on a small geography? I mean, that's key. Starting small and trying to get, focusing just on a very small area is, it's going to cost you less, and it's going to just ensure that you start out efficiently, and that you can have a good group of people not too far from your facilities at the beginning. And then use that as a launch pad for going to neighboring areas. Definitely similar experience when it comes to that.
Well, and you're both from pretty urban areas too, so you would want to keep it smaller. I would imagine if you're in the middle of Iowa, maybe you expand, your radius a little bit more to get some of the population.